Hey guys, Personal Defense, and today in front of us I have an Uberti 1873 Cattleman. This one happens to be chambered in 22 long rifle. This is the second video that I've done on a 22 long rifle single action army. I'll annotate right here somewhere to a video I did on a Ruger single 6 50th anniversary single action army, and this one, in my opinion, is much better. So this revolver actually belongs to me. I traded one of my 22. I had a Mossberg 715 that I traded for this, and this is, as I mentioned, the Uberti, or I believe Stoeger is also the same brand, or Cimarron I think is the same brand. But anyway, this is the Uberti 1873 Cattleman chambered in 22 long rifle. Now Uberti only makes two versions of this particular revolver. They make the one that you see here with the brass trigger guard and brass backstrap, and they make one with a steel trigger guard and backstrap. We'll do a safety check real quick. You can see it is empty. And I'll just do a close-up of everything here since I have it. This particular revolver comes with solid walnut grips, and they look great. As you can see there, the grain on it. As I mentioned, it's got a brass backstrap all the way around the bottom. In front here, brass trigger guard, which is very polished and shiny. I am guilty of polishing it. It has a case hardened frame, as you can see, along with a case hardened trigger. And it just has a blued steel cylinder and blued steel barrel. And you can see on this side it says 22 LR, and on the top here it says Stoeger Acokeek, I don't know, MDA Uberti, Italy. And on this side it has some weird little symbols. I'm not really sure what they mean, if I can get it to focus in on them. Those symbols are also present on the cylinder right there. Not really sure what those are. Even though it's a 22, you can see the size is really, the size looks good, and this is just an absolute beauty of a single action army. Uberti makes one of the, or Uberti does make the best quality and the best remakes of all the older Western type firearms. This particular one is a 6-shot. It's called the Cattleman. It's a 6-shot, and like I said, it comes with two configurations, one with the brass and one with the steel. Both come with a case hardened frame. They did introduce a new Cattleman that has a 10-shot cylinder, and they have a 12-shot cylinder in 22 long rifle. The 12-shot versions come with 4 3/4, 5.5, and 7.5 inch barrel lengths. This particular one This one and the steel one, they only come in a 5.5 inch barrel length, which is what you're looking at here. They claim that this is the full frame 1873 single action Army, and it's ideal for cowboy action shooting practice because the 22 long rifle is practical and economical and inexpensive. Nowadays, that really isn't the truth, is it? However, like they said, it is full size, and it's extremely heavy. It weighs 2.3 pounds. It has a total length of 11 inches. The number of grooves in the rifling is 6, and it's a 6-shot cylinder that's fluted. Other than that, it and like I mentioned, walnut grips, case hardened frame. You've seen maybe the Heritage Rough Rider or the Ruger single 6 like I had, and there's a couple other 22 long rifle single action Armies that are out there. This one, however, functions in the traditional way the single action Army would function, and that is, it doesn't have the firing pin on the actual hammer. You can see it's right there, and you can actually push it. So when you pull the trigger, it hits it like that. There's a couple different spots, cocking positions for the hammer. There's, if you're going to carry it loaded, there's this first cock position which keeps it off of the actual firing pin there, and that would prevent accidental discharge from the hammer resting on the firing pin. There's also the half-cocked position, which traditionally in a real single-action Army, you have to put it half-cocked and open the loading gate to eject or load the spent cases or load your cartridges. And then there's the fully cocked position, as you can see there. Trigger pull, there's no creep, and I think the brake is right at 4.5 pounds. The trigger is very thin. I hate to talk bad about the Ruger single 6, and I'm not going to, but this particular revolver is just much better quality. The weight, it's way heavier, and you can just feel the difference. The Ruger firearm is a great firearm. It's built very well, but it doesn't have the look or the feel that this Uberti does. Just trying to get a good shot of the grain there, of the grips. The grips are just absolutely beautiful. The brass, it just looks great. You can see my reflection there. I'm wearing an orange shirt. And this is pretty much a reproduction of a single action Army. You can see it's got the front blade sight, and it has just kind of like a groove sight in the rear that you can only see with the hammer back. Recoil is extremely manageable, being that it is a 22. Personally, my preference is a bird's head grip, and I probably eventually will get a bird's head single action Army, but it'll at least be chambered in 38 or 357, 45 Colt if I really want to. And my preference is the 4 3/4 barrel. I'm not really a fan of the longer barrel like this one has, but when I met the guy to do this trade and he brought it out, it was very sunny, and it was just like shining so bright, and I just had to do the trade. I just had to do it. It was absolutely beautiful. As you can see here, it's amazing looking.